Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about what I believe is the most introverted zodiac sign. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Now, the first sign I'm going to talk about is Aries. Well, Aries, I don't think, could be the most introverted zodiac sign because they're very aggressive and assertive, and this applies and pertains to their relationships. They're often the ones that will take action, take initiative on these relationships, and I mean they're just like that in just in general in their everyday life. So, for me, I mean, Aries is not about procrastination whatsoever. I see Aries really not being the most introverted zodiac sign. Now, next sign I'm going to talk about is Taurus. Well, Taurus is known, even though it's a strong fixed sign. It's a sign that could be somewhat timid, though. They could be a little bit apprehensive about letting new people into their lives. They really have difficulty in expanding their horizons, and that can include their relationships as well. Many of you may know I have Taurus rising and Cancer sun. I'm really about, I don't really broaden my relationships really that much. I'm rather sedentary. Taurus people can be very sedentary. They're ones that really could be stagnant, really, and they don't really branch out very often. They often need to have more friends in their lives, but they just don't do it. They are really much often dominated and enamored by domestic activities. So it's really hard for me to say that Taurus would be really the most, as far as the really, I mean, well, not hard to me. Is actually what I'm saying is it could be that Taurus is very, could be a viable candidate to be the most introverted sign. And I'll let you know at the end of the video whether I choose them or not. Now, Gemini, I don't think Gemini could be the most introverted sign. Gemini could be very loquacious, talkative, very sociable. They could talk about manifold subjects. They will go from one subject to another. They often go from one person or even relationship to another. They like their variety. They don't like monotony, and that includes stagnation as well. And that can include relationships and their important connections in their life. I mean, Gemini actually could be rather superficial in terms of their connections, though, but at the same time they go through many, I mean, people, and they're very often people oriented. They're often not just about activity, they're about their variety of people, and really they are the ones that really they are. It's certainly a sign to me that would not be the most introverted zodiac sign. Now, the next sign I'm going to talk about is Cancer. Now, Cancer can certainly be a viable candidate for being the most introverted zodiac sign. Cancer is known for their introversion. They're often homebodies, and they're often, like Taurus, dominated by domestic interests, but it's more connected with their family life more so than anything. I think Taurus just likes to be doing things on the home front, but Cancer is really more connected, tied in with their home life and their family, and family life is often going to be done indoors. And I think when I look at, I mean, family activities are often done in the home, many of them now, and I think that's why, I mean, Cancer certainly could be a very strong candidate to be the most introverted zodiac sign, but I'll let you know at the end of the video whether I choose them or not. Now, and as far as and Cancer can often want to escape really the harshness of the outside world too, because they do fear criticism and ridicule, and they're often very they could be somewhat timid like Taurus. So anyway, well, the next sign I'm going to talk about is Leo. Now, I don't think Leo would be the most introverted zodiac sign. They could be the antithesis of that, actually, because Leo can often be known for their extroversion, their gregariousness. They're often the ones that want to be the life of the party. They can actually be the party at times. They often are the ones clamoring for attention. Sometimes they just get it automatically. Leo cannot really stand too much time with being really by themselves in a lot of cases, unless there's some contraindicators in their chart, like a strong 12th house or having preponderance of energy below the horizon. And they are Again, all Leos can be very outgoing. They want to be noticed. They are not certainly not shrinking violets. And when you want to be noticed, that really points to a lot of strong gregariousness and extroversion. So I would say no to Leo. Now, as far as Virgo goes, well, Virgo can certainly be a candidate to be the most introverted zodiac sign because they are very shy. They could be somewhat inhibited. They are ones that are really not about being the life of the party. Remember, there's a reason why Leo often falls on the 12th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Virgo, because extroversion, gregariousness, and attention seeking can be their limitation. It could be where that is a quality that is very hard to express with Virgos. Virgos are often not just very shy, very reticent. They really don't want the attention on them at all. They'll often bask in the shadow of those that are more gregarious and extroverted than them, like Leo. So I would say no to Virgo. I would say that Virgo can certainly be a candidate to be the most introverted zodiac sign. Now going to Libra. Well, Libra, it would be hard for me to say they would be the most introverted because Libras are often dominated by relationships. They often want to collaborate with others on projects. They are not ones to really to do many things by themselves. I mean, it's everything but a compulsive need to have that other significant other or what have you, and others in their lives in general. Libra seems like they could be, of all the signs of zodiac, they could be the ones that would be the ones that would really be hurt more, and it would really be devastating to them if they had a life without interaction with others, because they are so relationship oriented, and they often like ingratiating themselves with others and really like to be that socialite and that person that charms the socks off others at parties and social gatherings, places where people congregate. I think Libra certainly would not be the most introverted zodiac sign. Now we're going to get to Scorpio. Now, as far as Scorpio goes, Scorpio can certainly be a viable candidate to be the most introverted zodiac sign, because Scorpio could be very reclusive. They could be very much to themselves. They often have tremendous difficulty in allowing others to come into their lives. My grandmother had a Scorpio ascendant, and she had a lot of difficulty, a lot of reluctance, I should say, in allowing others to enter her life. They often are very guarded, very secretive, and they really just, I think they're afraid in a lot of cases that if they let people in their lives that get to know them personal business, and it might be used against them, manipulation at a later point in time. Ironically, Scorpio can be the master at manipulation, but they are trying to avoid that situation for themselves. So I think but Scorpio can certainly definitely be a candidate to be that most introverted zodiac sign. They often like their seclusion and their privacy. They don't want a lot of people knowing their personal business. So I'll let you know at the end of the video if I choose them or not. Now going to Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius, they are very jocular, jovial. They have a very expansive and upbeat nature. They can often be sports oriented, outdoor oriented. So Sagittarius is often very strong people lover. They like to know people of all walks of life. They're often about foreign travel and getting themselves out there. They could be very gregarious and very really have so much positive energy that they want to share with others. Sagittarius can often be that incorrigible optimist, and they feel, if they're going to stay inside and be introverted and be inhibited or what have you, that would really put a damper on their spirits. So Sagittarius, I don't think, is the most introverted zodiac sign. Now I'm going to go to Capricorn. Now Capricorn, to me, they could be, they're ones, they could be a candidate for this spot for the most introverted zodiac sign, but they are very business oriented. They're about business acumen. You have to have certain interaction with others in order to do so. They might not be known to be overly aggressive, but they can be in business, and they will talk to whoever they need to talk to in order for them to attain their business aspirations. They are a sign I mean, it's a feminine sign. They are introverted, but it's certainly not the one that would be the most introverted zodiac sign. Now I'm going to go to Aquarius. Now Aquarius, it'd be hard to say that they would be the most introverted zodiac sign, because Aquarius is often about being that universal friend. They are about their selflessness. Aquarius is a sign that it's very difficult to know deeply, as far as making, because they could be somewhat detached and aloof, but they often make their acquaintances very quickly. They are often very people oriented. They often like to do things in groups and clubs. They're not ones to shy away really from others, but it's just hard to get to know them really on a personal level, because they have a certain freedom and independent nature connected with them. They like to be able to have their freedom and not really be held down by others. It's similar to Gemini, but Gemini just likes to have their variety, I think, and that's why it's hard to get to know, to be in an intimate connection with Gemini. But I think Aquarius, it's more because they're more about universal love and friendship, and also it's about their general freedom and independence, but it's why it's hard to know them deeply. But they are, I mean, Aquarius again is that universal friend. They don't meet a stranger really hardly wherever they go. So it's hard for me to see them as the most introverted zodiac sign. Now, last but not least, we're going to get to Pisces. Now, ironically enough, it's the last sign of zodiac. I'm going to choose Pisces as the most introverted zodiac sign. Pisces is often about their solitude, their seclusion, their isolation. Remember that Pisces corresponds with the 12th house in astrology, often about isolation, seclusion, and solitude. Pisces will often drift from the outer world to get in their own world, their own fantasy realm, to escape the harshness of reality. I think I choose them over Cancer. Cancer is a close second to Pisces, but Cancer is very, I mean, they could be homebodies, but they're very much into their family life, and that does have to do with interaction with family members. And Pisces really, in Cancer can be rather loquacious despite being as introverted as they are. I think more so than the zodiac sign Pisces. In Pisces, remember that it's also corresponds again with the 12th house. 12th house is imprisonment. Sometimes Pisces will imprison themselves from others in the world, again, to escape that harshness of reality. Sometimes they go through protracted periods, I believe, from being away from others and the outside world. And I think, I mean, for me, I think Pisces is that one that I would say is Pisces is the sign I would say as the most introverted zodiac sign. And the thing is, they are really, I mean, again, Pisces is could be very passive, very timid, maybe more so than the other zodiac signs. I believe, and I think a lot of times Pisces just is more in touch with their inner, their own world than they are with the outer world. And I think for those reasons, I put Pisces as the most introverted zodiac sign. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for what I believe is the most introverted zodiac sign. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.